Today, I'm going to share all those tips and tricks I have with you to teach you guys how to be productive and work from home during quarantine. My name is Lexie, and this is the 5 to 9 YouTube. We are a community designed to educate and support women on their journeys as entrepreneurs and creatives. So, we're about a few months into quarantine, and it's not looking like things are about to go back to normal. Unfortunately, it's looking like normal school and work life is also not gonna go back to normal anytime soon. Therefore, we are gonna need to get a lot better at working from home and being just as productive as we would be if we were attending classes and going to the office every day. Just when we thought Rona was gonna take a chill pill and things were gonna go back to normal, she said, hell no. This week, a bunch of colleges have just announced that in the fall, their students will not be returning to campus and they're going to be continuing to do remote education, which means all classes will be online for those students. Going along with this, it looks like the number of coronavirus cases in the United States is not really getting much better at this point, so people are still working from home and not really having the ability to go to the office. A little bit of background about myself was I was homeschooled from grades 2 through 12, so I know a little bit about working from home. I am also going into my senior year as a college student, and I have taken about 85% of my college classes online. With this being said, when quarantine happened, I wasn't really that shook when we had to start doing all of our work from home. The first tip that I have for you guys for being productive while working from home during quarantine is to not scroll on your phone when you first wake up in the morning. When you're first waking up in a day of quarantine activities, it is so important to set the tone correctly, especially if it's a work day and you really need to get a lot of stuff done. So when you're laying in bed and waking up in the morning, do not pull out your phone and start scrolling through social media. By doing so, you kind of get sucked into that social media black hole and you kind of set the tone the wrong way for the day. I'm not saying you're not allowed to use your phone at all throughout the day. I'm just saying don't start your day off with it. If you implement this step, you will definitely see how much clearer your thoughts are and how much better your work ethic is going to be throughout the day. I started implementing this tip into my own life only about a month ago, but I've started to see how much clearer my thoughts are and my mental health also improve. I have felt so much more productive since then. My second tip for you guys is to get ready for the day as if you're about to leave the house. So obviously we're not going to work or school, but I still think it's really important to actually fully get ready for your day as if you're gonna leave the house. So for me, that means waking up in the morning, going and making myself my breakfast and my coffee and drinking a big glass of water and really just recuperating after a long night's sleep. And then afterwards, I really like to go take a shower, and then I like to do my makeup. After I do my makeup, I also think it's really important to put on a real outfit and not stay in your PJs.
I mean, I get up, I brush my teeth, and I pick out my school clothes.
For me, there's something about getting fully ready and having a real outfit on that just makes me want to be more productive. So I highly recommend you guys sticking to your morning routines and getting ready as if you're gonna leave the house. My next tip that I have for you guys for being productive at home during quarantine is to have a designated workspace.
I told Bill that if they move my desk one more time, then I'm quitting.
So for me personally, I know that if I lay down in my bed and try to do work or sit on the couch, I end up just falling asleep or getting too distracted to even do any work. So what I like to do is have a desk space where I can put my laptop down and my planner and some pens and have that space which is designated for me to do work. So when I sit down, I know, okay, it's time to get into work mode. Everyone is different in their preferences for what kind of environment they like to work in. For me, I like to have some music playing very low in the back, and I like to have more kind of chill vibes kind of music. Some people have to work in silence, some people like a lot of noise, you know, it just varies. You got to figure out what works best for you. Another big thing for me is having a seat that isn't super comfortable. For some reason, there's something about being just like a little bit uncomfortable.
I am very uncomfortable with the energy that we've created in the studio today.
When I'm doing my work, that helps me focus. And I also make sure that my space isn't cluttered so that I'm not getting up a bunch to put things away in different places. My next tip for you guys is to create a daily schedule / to-do list. Every morning when I first sit down at my workspace, I make sure to write out my to-do list and kind of a little bit of a schedule for that day, just so I can get everything nice and organized in my head and set some goals for things that I want to accomplish that day. This also helps me get motivated for that day because it's really satisfying to check something off your to-do list that you have been meaning to do. I also make sure to plan out if I'm going to work out that day or have any other things that I need to get done around the house, just so I can also get other non-related work things done. My next productivity tip for you guys is to set a timer when you're working. Essentially what this is going to do is it's going to require you to be a lot more efficient when you're working and allow for breaks. This tip is a lifesaver for anybody like me who does not really have the longest attention span when it comes to working. So what I personally like to do is I'll set either like 30-minute to an hour timer on my phone where I sit down and do work with absolutely no distractions at all, and then after that I will have a break. It's essentially like you're earning a break when you're doing your work. Before I started using this tip, I would often get distracted and check my phone a ton throughout my work time, and it just wasn't efficient. So now with using the timer, I can time my work time and also time my break time, and it just helps me be more efficient and stay on track with my schedule for that day. Also, when it comes to taking breaks, if you really need to take a longer break, I highly recommend doing like a task break. So basically what that means is instead of doing sit down work, you're gonna like go exercise, clean up around the house, and yeah, just kind of do things that are still productive but aren't necessarily like sit down working tasks. Following these tips and tricks that I provided for you guys, we are going to beat that procrastination bug and become way more productive during the rest of quarantine. Just remember that some days it's hard to work and it's hard to sit down, and if you really can't sit down and work for that day, do something else that's productive. You don't have to throw your whole day away just because you can't sit down in one spot. You can go work out and clean and do other things around the house that can be productive. I believe in all of you during these crazy COVID times to stay on track and be motivated to do life in a new way. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the 5 to 9 channel, and comment down below what other kind of at-home productivity tips you guys have. Thanks for watching, and catch you guys in my next video. Bye!